Hi, welcome back. In this session, we are going to discuss about some more Docker administration commands. So in this session, we are going to see the commands around dongling images and dongling system and some of the Docker file and mainly auto restart. The container auto restart if it is fails. So we will do a small POC and also we will test so that in your project, if you want to handle any such requirement, auto restart, then you will apply some logic. So I will give you a simple logic here so that it will be easy for you to understand when you get into any production requirement. Okay, so let's go here. As I said, we have dedicated GitHub ID, Cloud and Loud. For this Docker, there is a repository called docker-training. So for this session, you can always stick with the class 7 Docker commands lab 4. Inside there is a notepad. So you can download this notepad during your practice. So exactly, I'm going to perform this notepad. So what is dongling images? So dongling image means you created some new build, but you haven't given any name, tag name. So slowly there will be huge number of images which you forgot to set name, which will start occupy your spaces and performance everything. So the dongling through this functionality, we can even manage those circumstances. So we will go with some command docker images -f dongling equal to true. So right now, so there is nothing because docker images, docker images. So there is no image without any proper tagging. Everything is properly tagged. So we will do one thing. We will create one image without any tag name. So that again, we will run this command. We will see what will happen. So I'm going to create a Docker file. So basically, we are downloading Ubuntu image and we are updating it, and we are installing some Nginx, exposing 80 port, and also the startup. So here we are going to just build it without any tag name. Docker space build space dot, which will represent Docker file. Automatically now it is getting build the image as per the Docker file. So now it will create one Docker image, right? So this image will help us to understand the dongling. Just now we executed the command, right? Let's wait this image creation complete. So it got completed. Now what we will do is we will run the command docker images. See here, right now whatever the image built, okay, that is 2 seconds ago. So there is no tagging done. Can we run the same command again? Previously we got the output empty output, right? So now we will give this. See here, are you able to correlate this? Yes. So this is how you need to practice and make sure you are good in the concept, what is happening. Correct? So if I go here, we just executed this command, which means it will show you whatever the images lying in without proper tagging. So if you run this command, docker image prune, see here, there are other images, but it will clear only, it's clearly saying this will remove all dongling images. What is dongling images? Out of this, only this image, because there is no proper tag name. So yes. So can we run docker images again command? Docker images command again. See here. So right now it removed only the missed tag name image, correct? So this is how you need to practice. So the docker image prune command allows you to clean up unused images, those images which are not having proper tagging, right? And come down. So docker image, this is something further. This will remove all images. Say for example, this image, but there is no container is using this image, right? So I am just going to say yes. So there are Redis, this image not used by any container. So we will just go with docker images, docker images. Previously we got the Redis, but now it got removed because we will see a docker ps-a. In this, there is no container is used by this image. So this command also one of the really crucial command if you are going to manage a huge container environment. Okay, but you need to be very careful while using this. That is why while learning, you need to go and do each and every time, and every time you need to run docker images, docker ps-a to make sure what exactly is happening. And docker image prune, so you don't want to touch less than 24 hours, right? Or more than 24 hours. So you need some flag. So you can apply the filter for 24 hours. So this command, what will happen is only consider images created more than 24 hours ago, because this also situation you will come across in your production sometime. So you can utilize this. So those images only you can consider, because there will be a developer who may work, but he is developing something or custom image creation something. So you can specify only more than 24 hours ideal images. So this also, because right now we have just cleared. So this command also very useful command. Come down. Docker container prune. So I'm just going to copy this, give it here. So this will clearly say all stopped container. So let us go with first the output -a. So there are what are all stopped containers? Let us go with small. So again, we will run this container prune. Yes. Now we will run the same command again. See here, because all container, there is no container up and running, right? All containers are not running state, correct? So it got cleaned up. So this command also will be very useful. And docker container prune, again, you can apply the same kind of a tag here also, the 24 hours tag, because sometimes people may use for development purpose or some maintenance purpose. So you should not remove unknowingly last 24 hours, because that will lead to a lot of downtime. So you can, wherever you think this will make you good, so you can apply this tag in most of the situation and come down. And network prone, because sometimes even you remove the container, stop the container, reclaim everything, but each and every container will also use the routing table, network space. There are a lot of network involvement also. Each container will occupy. Those are all has to be cleaned up periodic basis. So this command will help you. If any container not used, right? So this command will help you to clear up those. Come down. This command system, this is overall. So this command will be very careful while using, because this will remove all stopped containers. This will also remove all network space, routing table. Remember, if you don't know what kind of a maintenance or anything, before issue this command system, you need to get a clarity for all people who are using that infrastructure. This will be really a recommended one. Okay, and dangling images, of course, we have seen. And I'm just say X, because right now we have cleared everything. But in production or in your working environment, before using this system prune, you have to get some approval from everyone who is using those servers. Come down. And of course, this is particular to volumes. So we have seen some volume methods previous session. So those volumes also, you have created some volume. In previous session also, we have created volume and we have exited from one container, and the same volume we try to use from other container, correct? So suppose if this kind of a stage keep on continuing, and at some point there are more volumes which were not utilized by any of the container, means those situation also you will get a severe performance issues, because the space, everything is a space, right? So this command, Docker system prune volumes, will help you to overcome those bottleneck. But again, you need to be very careful this parameter, because here there is an additional one. You will see volumes also will be removed. Okay, the previous session, see, there is a very good example. In previous session, we have created data volume and it was deleted, right? Right now, no container is using that volume, correct? So now, since no container is using the data volume, this Docker system prune -- volumes removed the data volume. Now come back, come here. So now what we are going to do is, there is a Redis image, okay, for restart. So the restart, unless, stop, always, there are 4 kind of a restart option, right? Which is very, very critical and important also. So we are going to run in the detached mode, and we are going to give a name Redis 1. You can give any name, but it should be meaningful, right? We are going to apply restart option unless stopped, right? So I'm going to create this. Let's clear out this. First, we will check what are all images. There is no Redis image. What are all container? There is nothing. So I'm just going to here, Redis is getting downloaded, right? Redis is getting downloaded, and we will check the PS. So now it is up and running because we have executed as a D, detached mode, right? We also execute one more container with the different name tag. So if you look at the container, there is a Redis 1, Redis 2. Now 2 container is running, correct? So now we will update the policy. Say for example, in your environment, in your infrastructure, you have 100 containers are running. 100 containers are running. Just assume here just 2. You can assume the concept is same, the command is same, everything. So suddenly you want to apply the policy. What policy you want to apply? There is a restart policy you want to apply in a single shot. So you need to apply one container or multiple container, right? So here we will see one container, the same logic, you can apply it for multiple containers. So copy this, go here. So now if you see here, so automatically what will happen is, see here, let me just go. This command will ensure all currently running containers will be restarted unless stopped, right? So we will do one thing, Docker container, right? Stop Redis 1. Okay. So we will go here, see here, exited, correct? Can we apply the same command now and you see the difference? So there is a exited, right? Redis 1. So can we go here? It is not touched. So now I'm going to say Redis 2. Can we check this? Can we check this? So the restart policy automatically it will unless stopped. So the restart policy, you are enforcing the policy, right? So you no need to worry about any container which are already there. Come down. Even you can use, this is what I told. This is the single shot you can apply, or a single container name you can mention it. What happened when application crashes? Correct. Sometimes some container, if you could see your environment, crash back, loop back off. Though those messages, the status will show most of the time. So we will simulate this. I have created one simple bash script. We will say crash.sh, right? So basically what will happen is the script will keep on every 30 seconds sleep, exit, sleep, exit. So we are going to save it, and using this script, we are going to create a Docker file. So vi Docker file. So in this Docker file, you need to understand where the file is located, basically. So here it is located on, this is my home directory. So you need to careful where the script is getting created. I will show you where it is getting created. So it will differ because in this steps I just mentioned in the assumption of slash, but you need to complete the slash means where you keep. If you keep it in temp, then slash temp slash crash.sh, right? Now you run this Docker file using the proper tag name, testing restarts. So we will take this. Before this, Docker images. So we will remove Docker RMI and then this image ID, because I have just tested before this session. So better I will remove everything so that you can understand very clearly. So right now we don't have any such images, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to build the image, right? The dot means Docker file in the name of testing underscore restarts. So let's check. It is downloading Ubuntu and it is adding the crash base script. So it's adding it. So now Docker images. See here, there is a image got created, correct? So now we will go back here. The image got created. Now using that image, we are going to create some containers. What policy we are going to apply? So we are going to run as a detached mode in the name of testing restart tag name. You can give any name, but we are giving testing underscore restart. So I'm just going to enter Docker ps-a. See here, exited, correct? So exactly this is what in previous this, if you don't understand, that is why I'm explaining with one simple concept. Come down. So the Docker we have executed as a detached mode. So when we run PS, we are getting such output, exited, correct? Come down. So we will change the default behavior. We will run this. Let it be this container, let it be there so that we will make a difference. Right now I am creating one more container with another name from the same image, right? But the policy is restart always. Let's check what will happen. See here, up less than a second, restarting. See the same image we have created again earlier, the same image we have created now, but only the difference, the policy is also added, restart always. See here, it will keep on restart. This will be really important for production point of view. Restarting, because every time you cannot go and monitor, but Kubernetes something more, we will cover it in the upcoming session. But in Docker, if you want to play with Docker with this concept, then definitely you need to do this simple logic so that at least you understand what is the importance. Every time you cannot go and monitor always, right? So let's again run it. It will keep on run because you already set the policy. It will keep on run. You already set the policy. See here. Come down. This is the way you need to understand this restart policy. And we are keep on run for a couple of times. I would say recollect. This will be really useful. One, what is the command you want to? So Docker ps-a. So what will happen is the command will be executed every 1 second. Watch command is really useful. You no need to type every time. If you want to just understand what is happening. See here, the seconds are keep on increasing, but it is keep on trying to start it because you applied the clear policy, correct? So that's all for this session. Stay tuned. We'll meet with more concepts hands-on. Thanks, everyone.